I was looking for four very different female dancers for this piece. The piece is inspired by the true stories of very different women, so I wasn't really looking for four people that looked alike, danced the same, and expressed themselves in the same way. So I held auditions at Dance House last September, October, to just look for people that I thought might suit the work. And I'd also worked with one of the dancers previously, and I had worked with two of the dancers in a research period last year. So I kind of knew there's a few I was going to use anyway, and then found Yvonne, she's a German girl working out of London. I was looking for very, very physical females that were really up for throwing themselves around. But also I think in the piece there is an element of dance theatre to it, so I was looking for females that were able to express and emote in a particular way. But on a physical level, I wanted very different body types. I wanted very different types of movers, because I think when you see the same material on four different bodies that execute it in slightly different ways, it brings me back to that we're not all identical. We can approach things in a similar way, but we all have our own idiosyncrasies as to how we perform the movement. I think that comes across in the piece. So it's very four different people. I think maybe you may not identify with one particular character, but you may with another, so I think that was the goal, I think.
It's four very different dancers in terms of the dynamic, and because none of us have worked together before as a group, we don't have a common movement language. So when we're learning each other's material, it's kind of, it can be a challenge to adapt it to your body or get it exactly together.
It's a mixture between her giving us material and our own material. And it's a nice collaboration.
Yeah, it's quite physical. It's also like there's four different bodies making different material, so I think that's a big challenge. Like some material doesn't really work on other people's bodies, so you're trying to just find your way around it and put it into your own body.
Some of the parts are they're powerful, like strong, fast part. Find it good, challenging. Some of the parts that we have to learn, for example, from other dancers, because they have, their own idiosyncrasies. It's just a little bit, harder to actually understand the movement and the tempo, etc.
It comes to, again, the movement language, trying to kind of adapt my own natural dynamic. Bring that kind of in line with the others in the group. But thankfully, in a way as well, it's good that Catherine wanted four very different kind of bodies and dancers, so you're allowed to be an individual within the group as well. So. It was very intense initially, creating the material, and now because it's more into like kind of running the piece, it's gotten even more physical.
So the piece will premiere at Project Art Centre in Dublin on the 4th and 5th of April, and then we have get in the car the next day and head to Cork, and we'll do a show there at the Furt and Crane, and then we have a few days off, and our last performance is at Tube Satira on the 11th of April. So hopefully come see the show. It's an exciting piece. It's very, very physical, it's a premiere of my new company in Dublin, so I'm delighted to share the work. So.